Sahar Khamis. She's an associate communications professor at University of Maryland. Professor, just want to get your reaction to this temporary pause. The first thing I thought of was, why not an actual ceasefire?
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for raising this very important point. Indeed, a 4-day pause is better than daily, chilling and attacking of ordinary civilians and innocent people in Gaza who are dying day in and day out with huge numbers, most of whom are women and children. But still, that is very much short of what is really aimed or hoped for, which is a complete and real and firm and significant ceasefire and the cessation of all acts of violence and hostility. That would be the target and that would be the aim, and we stand short of that. So when Secretary of State Antony Blinken, sends a tweet saying, "Oh, this is significant progress that has been achieved," I don't share this view. I see it as a good step, a right step in the right direction, but it's definitely not something I would describe as significant progress. Significant progress would be a ceasefire that would save more lives and prevent these forms of atrocities from happening day in and day out.
Israel says its objective, Professor, has not really changed. Israeli Prime Minister tonight, he said, "We will fight until we reach victory." Israel says the goal is to dismantle Hamas, to wipe Hamas off the face of the earth. My question to you is, has this kind of strategy, this sort of military offensive, the nonstop bombing, has it worked in the past?
Well, it has not worked in the past. There has not been a case in history where, any kind of oppression or oppressive power was able to just completely wipe out all forms of resistance. It never happened and it never will. What we are seeing is a very aggressive attack on the civilians in Gaza, who are very bravely standing their ground, refusing to leave their own land, refusing to move out of their own land to go to Egypt or elsewhere, or to Jordan or any other place, and very much, being very steadfast in terms of facing this kind of horrific attack. Actually, we have seen Israel stepping up its own attack on civilians in Gaza. We have seen more attacks, more killing of civilians, more killing. Hundreds of people were found dead around refugee camps and around hospitals, and a mass grave was discovered that had many Palestinian bodies. So the picture is very grim and very dire, which makes me very cautiously optimistic about the impact of the 4-day halt or stop of fighting.
Let me ask you about how you believe Israel should have responded to the horror that Hamas unleashed, killing some 1,200 people and taking hostages. You say what Israel has done is not proportionate. How should have Israel responded to its worst terror attack?
I mean, there could have been so many ways to try to contain or punish or, to try to do some form of action or reaction, but definitely not killing 14,500 civilians as we speak now in Gaza, including 5,400 children. That is a huge number. And that is a kind of very uneven, unbalanced retaliation that goes way beyond self-defense. Many countries said this is not self-defense. This is more like genocide. This is more like ethnic cleansing. This is more like punitive, punishing, and collective punishment of the Palestinian people. So there could have been so many channels, but definitely what we are seeing unfolding here is not a balanced or equitable or fair or just self-defense in any way, shape, or form.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Professor Sahar Khamis, thank you so much.